there's one last thing before the big fight. There's an operating table. And this is actually very Planescape Torment to sort of walk across an operating table that you remember. And you have some sense that maybe someone operated on you here. So you touch it, you get another vision. And, well, you can make a constitution check. And the woman said, there are two women who are supposedly operating on you, and one of them says they're doing it for love. Well, I guess for love of someone else, not for you, because, apparently it was kind of painful. And you can explain to Sophia what you saw. Now, before I get started on the big fight, I'm going to go through my scrolls here and see if we can come up with some things that are worth casting, and I'll be right back. This is actually fairly hard, because this fight that's coming up, because you have this conversation here, so spells
Sophia,
wear off.
What are you doing here?
I thought I smelled incompetence. This is Kai Kamoon, one of the most worthless piles of sputum to wear the red robes of Thay.
And you can ask former love
How
interest?
could you? I was foolish enough to give Kai the impression that I tolerated him, but wise enough to reject his relentless advances. Kai is but a half-wit. He also happens to be a junior instructor at my academy. I can only wonder why he strayed so far from his mentor's leash.
All that's changing. Ahriman rewards his allies well. With Liena dead, I've earned a promotion. It's a shame the old hag didn't put up much of a fight. She destroyed herself in a blaze of fire. Must have known she couldn't best me.
Anyway, the guy at the front also mentioned Ahriman. I didn't say that at the time, but it really doesn't matter. Hey, let's ask Kai Kamun about Ahriman.
Ahriman is the new power at the Academy of Shapers and Binders, now that their headmistress is retired. You. Ahriman warned me of you. Sophia, why would you travel with this thing?
I don't think I enjoy being called a thing.
I want no trouble from you. Stand aside. My quarrel is with Sophia. I doubt she'll put up nearly as much of a fight as Liena, or her mother.
My mother? Kai Kamoon, you had best be mocking me. If you raised your hand against my mother, I will extract 1,000 screams from your wretched hide.
Oh, she had no idea it was coming. She used every last cantrip she knew, but her loyal allies, her daughter even, never arrived to save her.
And to think that you once claimed to care for me.
Liena was wise to destroy herself, rather than fight me. I doubt you have the old hag's sense to surrender, to make this quick. No matter. Let's settle this.
Okay, now, more or less, they're all going to cast nasty spells, and they already have a variety of defensive spells up, and it's just, from a standpoint of order, I'm not going to be able to get a Forceful Hand through before they can get a Mantle up that'll absorb it. They both have several level 9 spells to cast. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cast Ethereal Jaunt. And I have this Wraith here that I summoned before the fight, using one of the scrolls that was just lying around. And I am going to essentially retreat and let them essentially spend a lot of spells trying to kill the Wraith. And as you can see, that the Wraith was eating quite a few of the nastier spells. Now that I'm kind of back here in the corner, let's see if I can save. Oh, that's interesting. We'll be right back. It did actually let me save. I had to load. I actually had to clean up my hard drive a little bit. I've been making too many videos without changing them into an actual thing to upload. And once again, we're still here. Again, I'm not really all that sanguine about just charging straight in because of the fact that if they hit me with, a Big B's Forceful Hand or a Big B's Crushing Hand, I lose. I mean, there's not much I can do about it. There are these Aranyis here, so let's see if we can dispatch them. And as usual, they have some sort of damage absorption. I am actually going to quickly cast Foundation of Stone. These Aranyis are actually sort of fighter-like in that they use knockdown, which among all the other things that happen in this fight is just sort of, you know, insult to injury. And my mantle is already down, so I am going to quickly cast another lesser mantle. Fortunately, this red wizard here is near death. Nope. What did they hit me with? Yeah, forceful hand. And all I can hope is that it wears off before I die. Forceful hand doesn't keep you from moving, it just keeps you from actually casting anything. Fortunately, these guys seem to have wasted all of their useful spells. Either that or they don't consider me a threat since I'm dazed, so all they're doing is using stupid stuff. So maybe I will, in fact, succeed. This is probably the hardest fight in this game, actually, just because even normally you are stuck with just Sophia. You don't have your full party. Let's see if I can use... I can still use potions. I'm still dazed.
Whatever gods.
This is kind of silly, but hey, you know, I'll take what I can get. Ah, there. Wore off. Now, before they hit me with this thing again, I'm gonna get that back up and recast a mantle. Yeah, it hits me with another grasping hand almost immediately. So this is kind of a dumb fight. I don't think this is the way it's supposed to happen. He just cast another forceful hand, so I'm gonna get my mantle back up. Alright. So now we're down to just me and Kai Kamun. Okay, this is not how this fight is supposed to go, but hey, you know, I'll take it. And Sophia says, well, she thought Kai's ambition would get him killed, and, well, maybe if you were a little more ambitious, he would have killed me a little faster while I was sitting there dazed. But, yeah, I don't know. Not the way I intended that fight to go, but it worked. So you can console her about her mother's death, and she likes that. and you can tell her she can go home if she wants, and she likes that. But she says that she promised her mother she'd look after you, so you know. And there's some more discussion here. You can ask about why she thought he wanted Leanna dead. And, you know, I'm going to thank her for, I don't know, being a decoy or something, because it's worth influence. And we'll just keep going. We ask her about Ahriman. She says it's a common name in Thay, and she's aware of one at the Academy of Shapers and Binders, a senior instructor. And you can ask if she thinks he led the coup. And you can kind of throw some barbs at him by saying he can't be so clever he trusted Kai. I don't know, Kai was pretty powerful. And you can ask why someone would want to kill her mother. And, well, you know, this is, you know, typical bunch of evil wizards. The only way to get a promotion is to create a vacancy. And there's a fair amount of cleaning up to do. And I'm going to call it good here. And see you in the next video.